Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking the ultimate sports epic, Argentina's century-long footballing journey. I mean, how do you actually craft a legacy that captures the soul of an entire nation? What are those hidden ingredients that turn a simple sport into absolute myth? Well, that is exactly what we're going to break down today.
So, picture this. What are the hidden details, those forgotten locker room rituals, that actually connect the dustiest street pitches in Buenos Aires all the way to that absolutely dramatic 2022 triumph in Qatar? We're talking about this secret connective tissue of a footballing empire here. Because if you think you know the story of La Albiceleste just from casually watching the final matches, think again. We're going to reveal the hidden facts and the incredible emotional tension that even the most hardcore, lifelong supporters might have completely missed.
Okay, to grasp this epic story, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to hit origins and street culture, unique fan traditions, the icons of La Albiceleste, defining World Cup campaigns, and wrap it all up with the 2022 Ultimate Triumph. Let's jump right in.
Starting off with Section 1, Origins and Street Culture. You know, when you look at the roots of Argentine football, there's this incredible clash. On one hand, you've got these highly structured, formal origins brought over by British railway workers with their strict, rigid rulebooks. But then on the other hand, you have the true magic of the sport, the potreros. These were the rough, totally chaotic neighborhood pitches where street football just took on a life of its own. It was out there, completely free from early tactical constraints, that generations of uniquely creative and famously elusive players were born. They weren't learning from a textbook, right? They were learning through raw survival, self-expression, and honestly, just the sheer joy of playing the game.
And because of that history, we're not just talking about a fun weekend pastime here. This is literally the working definition of national identity. It's this profound, completely inseparable bond between the nation's culture and the sport itself. Football in Argentina is like a mirror. It reflects the country's historical struggles, their unyielding resilience, and this relentless pursuit of glory. You literally cannot separate the Argentine citizen from the Argentine football fan. They are exactly the same thing.
Moving right along to Section 2, Unique Fan Traditions.
So, if we look beyond those massive rhythmic chants that literally create walls of sound in the stadiums, there are these deeper, almost secretive rituals that make this culture totally one of a kind. We're talking about specific shared yerba mate circles, highly curated music playlists that act as psychological anchors for the team, and these deeply ingrained superstitions that players rely on before they even think about lacing up their boots. These hidden behaviors and local neighborhood celebrations, they're the actual engine fueling that national identity we just talked about.
And just look at the incredible evolution of that passion. Decades ago, grandfathers celebrated early victories by huddling around crackling radios or just flooding the local plazas in this very localized way of joy. Fast forward to today and contrast that with the explosive, viral, absolutely massive modern-day victory celebrations we see. The core burning passion? That hasn't changed one bit. But the scale? It's monumental now. It's global. It's like that inherited passion just magnifies with every single generation.
Which brings us to Section 3. Icons of La Albiceleste.
Now, we absolutely have to talk about the Titans, the guys who literally carried the weight of an entire nation on their shoulders. We're looking at legends like Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi, Gabriel Batistuta, Javier Zanetti, Angel Di Maria, and Emiliano Martinez. But to really understand these guys, you have to look way past the career stats. You've got to look at the fascinating, highly emotional moments that changed the trajectory of Argentine football forever. Take Di Maria, for example, his agonizing, often silent struggles with injuries right before major finals, or the intense, almost unbelievable psychological warfare Dibu Martinez unleashes during penalty shootouts. It's these incredibly human layers that elevate great athletes into actual mythic heroes.
But wait, before we just celebrate the victories, we really need to pause and ask a question. How did these Titans navigate the crushing emotional setbacks that ultimately define their history? I mean, think about the agonizingly close lost finals, the devastating red cards, and those intense, rarely discussed training ground tensions. Without those really profound valleys of despair, the peaks of their ultimate victories wouldn't carry any emotional weight at all, right? That unbelievable resilience, which was born directly from those very setbacks, is without a doubt the true secret weapon of Argentina football. All right, Section 4, Defining World Cup Campaigns.
To really grasp the massive emotional stakes here, we have to trace a journey that was forged in sheer grit. We start all the way back in 1930, the chaotic origin and their very first finals heartbreak. Then we jump to 1978, where they secured their first glory on home soil amid some immense social tension in the country. Next up is Maradona's iconic, absolutely transcendent triumph in 1986 in Mexico. But then, it's followed by a tournament defined by ultimate heartbreak in 1990, and fast forward to that agonizing near miss in 2014. For every single one of these pivotal years, uncovering the forgotten details and the emotional setbacks is exactly what makes that long wait for glory feel so incredibly tangible.
And finally, Section 5, the 2022 Ultimate Triumph. Listen, the year 2022 isn't just a date on a calendar. It is the absolute emotional summit of this entire narrative arc. It represents the exorcism of decades of near misses. It's the crowning achievement of a generation of players and fans who simply flat-out refuse to give up on their ultimate dream. To truly understand the gravity of this climax, we have to uncover the hidden stories from Qatar, like the tactical shifts that were forged in desperate late-night meetings after that shocking opening loss to Saudi Arabia. We have to look at those secret locker room rituals that glued the squad together when the pressure was just physically insurmountable. We need to detail those microscopic match moments during that utterly chaotic final against France, details that completely escape the casual viewer. And finally, the unprecedented aftermath. Millions upon millions flooding the streets of Buenos Aires in a state of collective euphoria that the world had literally never witnessed before.
So, I want to leave you with this thought. Football in Argentina is not a matter of life and death. It is the beating heart of our national identity. I mean, that perfectly sums up everything we've explored today. And it leaves us with one really powerful question to ponder. How does a simple, chaotic game played on rough dirt street corners evolve to become the very soul, the very pulse of an entire nation? Honestly, when you can answer that, you finally understood the true epic of Argentine football. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.